stood in front of my parents' house for almost a full minute before knocking. The door was freshly painted, a pale blue. When I was 17, it had been chipped white, always flaking near the handle where my father's keys scraped it. The wind chime on the porch had been replaced, too. The old one used to sound like spoons tapping in a drawer. This one was softer, polite, adjusted the strap of my bag on my shoulder. It was instinct more than necessity. The bag was light. Everything important fit inside it. Mother opened the door. She looked smaller than I remembered. Not physically, just compressed, somehow. Life had folded her inward. "Oh," she said, "you're here. Not, welcome home. Not, we missed you. Just, you're here?" I nodded. "Mom." She stepped aside. The house smelled like lemon cleaner and overcooked rice. Familiar and unfamiliar at once. My sister was in the living room, legs tucked under her, scrolling on her phone. She looked up when she heard us. "Wow," she said. Actually came back. I smiled politely. "Hi, Lina." She squinted at me. "You look different. I guess tired," she added, then laughed lightly, as if it were a joke. My father appeared from the kitchen. He wiped his hands on a towel. "So," he said, 5 years! Wes! He looked at my bag. "That all you brought? For now?" He nodded, already dissatisfied. We sat. Tea was poured. Biscuits were offered. The rituals went on, practiced and hollow. They asked surface questions. How was work? Was it stable? Did it pay? Did I have plans? I answered carefully, briefly, neutrally. "I'm still junior," I said at one point, rank-wise. Lena's eyes lit up. "Wait, really?" she said. After all this time, she leaned forward. "What are you now? Like entry level?" "Something like that." She burst out laughing, not cruelly, not loudly. "Oh my God," she said. "I thought you'd be like some big shot by now. You always talked like you were doing something important." My mother frowned. "Lina." "What?" I'm just surprised. My father cleared his throat. "We did worry," he said. 5 years away, no visits, no details. And this is where you are." There it was. I folded my hands in my lap. "I'm where I'm supposed to be," I said. He shook his head slightly. "You were top of your class. You could have gone corporate. Management, something respectable." My mother added softly, "People ask about you. We never know what to say." An embarrassment disguised as concern. I nodded. "I understand." Inside, remembered nights in freezing barracks. Sand in my teeth. Radio static. The weight of a rifle against my collarbone. Friend whispering jokes in the dark to stay awake. I remembered learning how not to react. How to wait. How to hold still when everything in you wanted to move. But none of that belonged here, so I said nothing. We were in the middle of dinner when the knock came, 3 firm raps, not neighborly, not casual. My father froze with his fork halfway to his mouth. "I'll get it," he said. 2 uniformed police officers stood on the porch. "Good evening," one said. "We're looking for—" He checked his tablet. "Daniel Reyes." My name sounded strange in his voice. I said, standing. My mother gasped. "What?" Lena's face drained of color. "Is there a problem?" my father demanded. The officer looked at me. "Sir, we need you to come with us for questioning." "For what?" Lena whispered. The officer hesitated. "It's related to an ongoing investigation. We'll explain on the way." My mother clutched the table. "What did you do?" she asked me. I shook my head. "Nothing illegal." "Then why?" "It's okay," I said gently. I picked up my bag. The younger officer looked uncomfortable. "You're not under arrest at this moment, but—" "I understand," I said. Years of training slid into place. Voice level, movement slow, no sudden gestures. My father stared at me as if I were a stranger. "You in trouble?" he asked. "No," I said, but I didn't elaborate. Outside, neighbors were already peeking through curtains. Stood by the police car. One officer spoke quietly into his radio. "Central, we have him. Awaiting confirmation?" Static crackled. "Hold position." Command en route. The officer frowned. "Command." 10 minutes passed. My family hovered near the doorway to come closer. My mother whispered prayers. Lena kept refreshing her phone as if news might appear. Then the black SUV arrived. No sirens, no rush. It parked with deliberate precision. A man stepped out. Even before I saw the insignia, I recognized the posture. Straight spine, controlled steps, eyes that scanned everything without seeming to. A 4-star general, full-dress uniform. Officers snapped to attention immediately. My parents didn't understand at first. They just stared. The general approached me, stopped 2 feet away. For a second he studied my face, then he raised his hand and saluted. Crisp, perfect. Every officer followed suit. The sound of boots and fabric was soft, but in that moment it felt louder than any shout. I returned the salute. My mother made a small, broken sound. The general turned to the officers. "This man is under my authority. There has been a procedural misunderstanding." "Yes, sir," they said in unison. He looked back at me. "Captain Rise," he said, "apologize for the inconvenience." "It's fine, sir." He lowered his voice. "Your clearance file triggered an automated alert. Corrected it." "Understood." He nodded, then, more quietly, "Good to see you alive." "Likewise, sir." They left as smoothly as they had come. The street returned to normal. Birds resumed. A car passed. Someone closed a window. Inside the house, no one spoke. We sat again. The tea had gone cold. My father finally said, "Chapton." I looked at him. "Yes," said Junior. "Junior compared to some?" I replied, "Not in general." My mother's eyes were wet. "Why didn't you tell us?" "Considered that." "I tried at first," I said. "You didn't want to hear about it. You wanted something that sounded safe." Silence. Lina whispered, "You're important." I shook my head. "I'm responsible." There was a difference. Know what to do with that. Apologies came later, uneven, awkward. "I'm sorry if we were worried, that's all. You should have told us." None of it fit quite right. I accepted them anyway, not because they were perfect, because holding on to resentment was heavier than my bag had ever been. That night I lay in my old room. The dark stars were gone from the ceiling. The desk had been replaced, but the window still rattled in the wind. Thought about how close I had come to explaining myself so many times, and how I never had, not out of pride, out of habit. In my world, you didn't speak unless it helped someone else survive. Here, silence had cost me closeness. I wasn't sure if that could be rebuilt. In the morning, my mother packed me breakfast for the road. Too much food, like when I was a child. My father shook my hand, then awkwardly pulled me into a brief hug. Lena walked me to the gate. "Next time," she said quietly, "you don't have to be so invisible." I smiled faintly. "I'll try." As I walked away, I didn't feel triumphant. No music played. No speeches were made, just a steady sense that something had shifted. Not power, understanding, incomplete, fragile, but real enough to carry forward.